Hello everyone, welcome to Streamin' Tech Now, and thanks for stopping by. So around 6 months ago or so, a new movie and TV show app was born called Quibi. Its aim was in the mobile market segment and were for folks on the go with very short 10-minute or so episodes. The cost for the monthly subscription, just $4.99 per month after a free trial. Well, unfortunately, we have learned that they are now shutting down around December 1st, according to many articles. The reason for the demise of the app was due to a number of elements. It could be from the saturation in the market, to the COVID pandemic, to the new and different format catering to mobile only. Or perhaps it could be some felt that the shows just weren't the best quality. Nonetheless, several of the original series have been commissioned for second season, which really is up in the air at this point. So in light of the shutdown, I'm not sure if all of the shows will be made available past the shutdown date. I suspect you can find them on certain apps, but after watching a bunch of them, here are 4 shows that were pretty good and worth the less than 2-hour complete binge of the entire show. First up is The Stranger. Now, The Stranger is about a rideshare driver named Claire who picks up her next passenger, Carl, from a huge mansion in LA. Now, Claire just recently moved to LA, so she's unaware of the landscape, and it causes her to take longer routes than normal. So while her and Carl are driving around, Claire asks him, "What were you doing at that mansion he's coming from?" Well, Carl finally reveals what he did in that mansion, which I will not give away by telling you. Claire obviously freaks out, and the eventful cat and mouse chase scenes start to unfold. This is called The Stranger. Next up is When the Streetlights Go On. Now, this is a murder mystery set in a small town in 1995. A 15-year-old, while riding in the woods one day, discovers 2 murdered victims. Well, the consequences of the crime quickly begin to ripple through the community. The victim's sister and her high school peers must struggle to find a sense of normalcy in the midst of the murder investigation. Oddly enough, a different version of this show played at the Sundance Film Festival a few years ago. In fact, Drew Barrymore was actually set to direct a $7 million feature film version of this show. But when that never came together, Quibi decided to pick this up and make this modified version. This is When the Streetlights Go On. Most Dangerous Game is up next. Now, this has the awesome actor Christopher Waltz from Inglourious Basterds in it. It also has Liam Hemsworth, and it's quite action-packed. But if I'm being honest, I was hoping to like this a little bit more than I did. But nonetheless, it still was intense, and it had its share of exciting scenes. And was actually one of the few shows that was renewed for a second season. Now, this show revolves around this special society or program that's run by Waltz. And desperate to take care of his pregnant wife before a terminal illness takes his life, Hemsworth accepts an offer to participate in a deadly game where he soon discovers that he is not the hunter, but rather the prey. He has to stay alive for 24 hours. The longer he's alive, the more money he gets. This is The Most Dangerous Game. And finally, we have Survive. Now, this is actually one of my favorite shows from this app. Now, it does start off a bit slow, but it does gradually pick up and has some very good scenes. It's intense and will keep you on the edge of your seat as it gets going. It's based on the novel by the same name from Alex Morel. It's about 2 ordinary people, Jane and Paul. They find themselves stuck together, sort of forced together, if you will, without revealing what happens and giving it away. But the unlikely duo have to fight to find a way back to society as Jane struggles with her own personal issues and Paul does everything he can to try to keep them safe and alive. I think this is one worth checking out for sure. So there you have it, just a quick rundown of 4 shows from Quibi. Now, if you have other shows you feel are worth mentioning, put them in the comments. Thanks so much for joining today, and don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. We'll see you next time on Streamin' Tech Now.